Live, and it says we're live.
Hi, welcome to the StockinetteZombies. I'm Amy, also known as Jay Nitma.
And I'm Megan, also known as Just Run It, and this is episode 406, and it is officially June.
It is. June is now.
Yes, now.
I need to grab one more thing off camera. Hold on.
Okay. I'll chat about June being now. Windows are open. And the class lists went out for ZK.
Yep. So prepare for I believe June 4th so that you can sign up for classes. I have all my threads. I don't have them very detailed, but they're out there. Maybe I'll get around to adding some detail here shortly, but
people can't see them yet, right?
Right. They're private. They will magically appear when the time comes.
Yes. So that's exciting. There was some strategery going on last night as people were talking about like what class sizes were, and noticed a couple of them were like unlimited. So they were like, well, wait a little bit to sign up on that one. If the two you want to pick the two that you think might disappear before it gets to unlimited. So yeah, exciting stuff.
Yep. And I noticed a few people have started joining us on Discord. So I'm glad they found us. So hopefully we can get them situated with a class.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they come for the classes, stay for the Discord.
Yeah, exactly.
Or not Discord, the Unity.
Yes.
The crafting community. Yeah. Go ahead.
That was it. I don't have anything.
I was just going to say, I'm also excited about Saturday, which I think is why we staggered the classes to Sunday. We're talking with Ashley about her new book, Mosaic Workshop. She says she's got lots of samples, so I'm super excited to see all of the vibrant, beautiful colors that are teased in some of the Amazon previews. And yeah, excited to talk to a brand new author as her new book is on the cusp of coming out. So please plan to join us on Saturday if you're a ZKN member. Otherwise, as always, it will be added to the backlog of our fabulous speakers that you can go back and content that you can catch up on later. So I know that weddings and graduations and I know weekends are at a premium, especially around here in Minnesota when it's all of a sudden it's nice and everybody's like, I'm headed to the lake. I'm headed to. So, yep. We have Nikki, Cheryl, and Sandy out in the watching us live and commenting. Hello, ladies. Excited to see you soon.
Yes, June is now.
We just have to keep repeating it.
Yes, I know. And I'm dotting all the I's and crossing all the T's. And it is, I don't want to say overwhelming, but I'm to the point now where it's like, am I forgetting something? But
I've definitely started lists of like, okay, now remember, we're in a new location, so things are a little different, but we remember how to do this because we've done it a few times.
Yes. Well, things are starting to arrive, right, for the goodie bags and door prizes and things like that. So it's like, oh, this is very exciting. But then you're like, oh, wait a minute, I haven't heard from the photo booth people yet. And granted, when I do a little search in my mail, this is a hot tip. Oh, wait, they didn't contact me until like the teens last year. So it's okay. Like you get in your head, like, I should have heard from them by now. Oh, no. And then you go back and it's like, oh, no, they're on top of it. They'll get a hold of me here in a few more days and it'll be good. Go.
Excellent. We do have the KLs going on. I realize it is June 1st, but I'm allowing those last few self-striping entries to eke in case you haven't gotten your May one in before I draw. So we'll do that next week. Amy and I will have a prize episode to record at some point going forward. And yeah, I think that's all that I wanted to make sure to touch on. Just very excited about our upcoming speaker. We will also be, as we have in the past, broadcasting Vincent at the retreat. So that'll be a fun way to kind of join us from home and get to hear him. He's amazing, amazing. So can't wait to hear what he's got to say.
Absolutely. So we have some FOs.
Woo woo. Yeah, it felt funny to write like June FOs as the episode title because obviously they were finished not in June,
right?
Unless you were finishing yours right before you jumped on.
I do have one of those that is, well, it's not. Yeah, we'll see. I should have spent more time this morning trying to finish it, but I have this lovely sock. So this was a Eat, Sleep, Knit Flash KAL to get some older stash that was already partially used. So that's kind of why there's shorties here. So using up some of those little bits and bobs to make these lovely little socks. And yeah, it's just kind of revisiting, but it was a free pattern. They had a list of designers that they wanted you to use, and each designer had at least a few free patterns, which was nice. So, and this is in my Ravelry. I don't remember all the details. I apologize.
Does the red have, is that like a no, it doesn't. Okay. I was thinking maybe it had a little bit of some texture in there on the yarn. Why can't I think of then?
Oh, like tweed or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's
tweed. Okay.
Just plain. And then I was looking at my FOs and I was like, I don't know how much of these
did not show those off. No, yeah.
So I got my Funhouse socks.
Oh, fun.
Yes.
What is the self-striping?
This is fishnets. It's a 10 striper. I think it's the Cool 10. I bought at our retreat when they were, and it was quite a few ballrooms ago. So it was definitely deep stash, as well as a really fun color work here.
Very pretty. Yeah, I'm in love with the color work socks. It's way too warm to wear warm outside, and they would be way too warm to wear them now. But oh man, they are just like a hug for your foot. And so warm when it's chilly outside, right? Oh yeah.
Speaking of, I have some worsted weight socks.
Yay!
So these were just kind of another Eat, Sleep, Knit Flash KAL. I was a little not bummed, but I broke into this beautiful pink to make these. And as I was knitting with it, I was like, oh, I really wish, there's still plenty left. I will knit it into something else for a nice pop of color for sure. But beautiful. Yeah. I believe the pink is Teal Torch knits. Yeah. And then the blue is denim from Malabrigo. So it's a Rios with in denim colorway.
It's a great combo.
Yes. It's a really fun pair of socks. Granted, I don't know what it is about worsted weight socks. Maybe it's the gauge at which these are knit, but or maybe it's just because when you get stretched, they feel a little bit thin, or I don't know, just feels weird on your feet. They're just around.
Those pearl bumps are definitely more pronounced the bigger gauge the yarn is, right? Like, yeah.
Right. Yeah, and again, they're not, I did not knit them snug. So they're kind of like floppy house socks. So anyway, we also have last but not last, we have a Recalibrate.
Ooh, with the slub yarn.
Yeah, so this is from Lavender Loon. It's the Alice colorway. And then This was some blue from my stash that was just extra. And I'm trying to remember, it could either be Cyborg's Craft Room. I had one that was a lot like that, or Unknown. But I'm sure that if I looked at my projects, I'd find another project with this where it was called out.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, banned, long since gone. Do not know what it is.
It was really funny. We've had like similar conversations about like almost like archaeological dig / like carbon dating your yard. Like the ball band said the price was $23. So that had to have been like back in
Yes. $23 seems really
the ZK interesting ZKN conversations, or like recently Miss Babs, the wowza what a skein used to be light worsted, and now the bands say DK, so I know it's like circa.
Yeah.
It's just interesting to have been knitting and be a yarn connoisseur for long enough to be able, you said that about your fishnet self-striping, like to be like, oh yeah, this is a fabulous skein circa 2012.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like I think that was the Marriott. So yeah. So then this is my shandy.
Love it.
Yeah. So I've done all the ends weaving in and whatnot, but I have not
seamed up the sides.
Put my side seams in. So, and then any strings you see are just ones I haven't clipped yet. So I am very, 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 very close to getting this done.
Wow. Such a great combo. Have I said that?
You might have.
We both have a lot of 2-color projects going on for some reason.
So yeah, this is before then. I cast it on before then, but
yeah.
This is the Keenan yarns. So
yeah. Oh, so pretty, Amy.
Yeah. And I have like a bunch of stuff that I need to get entered into our KL. Things have just been kind of stacking up, and I haven't been doing my due diligence on that. But I do plan on getting that in. I
was going to help you with that because somebody gave me a shout out last night on ZKN as well. Like, are we going to have a total before we get to June, whatever? And I'm like, I'm on it. I can jump out there. I think we had some ticking and some tying to do with the last few of the twinnings, right? So
that means we're a whole month behind. I apologize. This time of year for the retreat is a roller coaster, and it's hard to keep up with everything. But all the data's there.
And it will be. Yes, forever and ever. Amen.
Yeah, it'll help, like, or I should say, it'll get done. Even absolutely. If it's not. Anyway,
that is beautiful. I'm excited. The blocking of your shandy will really, again, it'll take form, right? So pretty. Are you planning to
open up that lace for sure? Yeah.
Seam it and then block it, or are you going to block it and then seam it?
I kind of like the size and shape it is right now, so I might not aggressively block it, but seam it first because I'm anxious to get it done.
Yeah.
I don't want to wait 2 days while it's drying.
Yeah. That purple is like in the perfect like duet sense, right? Like it's just a nice, it really makes, I mean, that other color is beautiful, right? But it really makes the variegated shine.
Yeah, so and the variegated has a lighter purple in it, like a shade off of this purple. So it really pulls everything together. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So pretty. So pretty. I hadn't posted out on Instagram for quite some time, so you guys may have already seen this, but I had some sleeves. I was in like a leave sleeves mode. I was like, and just cast on the next thing because I don't want to carry that big old sweater around with me. And then I finally get to a point, like my mental capacity is such where it's like, no more casting on, must finish other things. So I went on a sleeve extravaganza. This is my Reborn by Unwind Yarn, not Unwind Yarn, Unwind Designs, Rachel Ilsley. So I think I struggled a little bit with this, that the yarn that I'm using, it's kind of counterintuitive, but I think it's a little beefier than the yarn that she used. Again, if only there was something I could do where I could proof this out. Oh yeah, that's called swatching.
Yep.
But the stitch gauge is fine. The row gauge is a little more compact with the beefier yarn. And so the design is a little higher up on the yoke than it is on hers. I'm hoping to get quite a bit of, I need some shoulder stretch for sure. But yeah, just super in love with it. It's a great base. This Targhee fingering base. It's a super wash Targhee from Woolens and Nosh, Michelle. I was going to say from Michelle. But yeah, just a nice little bottom of the sleeve motif. This, because of where I ended it, like I feel like hers, the star was a little farther down the sleeve. Like I've got some pretty wicked floats here, some long floats right around the armhole, which is a little less than ideal, right? Where you're going to need some stretch. But I was very actively, like as I was, while it was on the needles, like making sure that I was getting the stretch so that it would fit on the chunkiest part of your arm, or if you're like super buff, the muscliest. I'll go with the chunkiest on mine. I'm more of a bottom of the body muscle person than the top of the body. But yeah, super in love with this. I love all of her 2-color designs. This was just a random pink that I had. I believe it was from, I bought it in Nebraska, but it was from a Texas dyer, and now I'm not remembering it, but I've got quite a bit of it. So you'll see the remainder. That's another thing that I've been doing. I'm like, these like sweater quantities that I'm like hoarding because I've got 2 or 3 skeins of the same color, all bets are off now. I'm pulling it into the random sweater. And even if it doesn't end up being a garment, as I previously had hoped, it could end up being a musil. It could end up being a pair of colorwork socks. It could be like, once it's out of the stash and caked up and like pulled out, like it generally gets used up in my life. So I'm trying to be okay with it. So yeah, that's a good one. Those were fun sleeves to finish, because once you got to the end, you could get to the color work. And then this was holding why can't I think of the so a random like green, and again, it's going to show up as like super, but you could see the picture out on Instagram. Better late than never. This is Let It Fall, and it was a random green, like super variegated colorway. You can kind of see some of the striping and pooling there on the sleeve that I knit inside out. But I used the mode knit lace to kind of like normalize it down. Like it's not as like woo anymore. It's more like, oh yeah, you see some variation. So this is the front, and then the back has the panel of the lace at the top. It's very like, it's a optical illusion. I think I mentioned this as we were talking about works in progress. It is very wide. It's like a drop sleeve, right? So part of the body is actually part of the sleeve, and then it looks really short. But unlike Amy's Summer Shandy, this is going to get stretched not so long that it's like tunic length, but it's going to get stretched a lot. And it is very stretchy, as you can see, as I'm like pulling on it and it bounces back. Bloop. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. I really enjoy kind of the normalization of the colorway, and then the kind of, I don't know, it almost feels like it's when the leaves start to turn golden, right? Like they're starting to get those like golden tips in there. It just kind of highlights it in a nice way. without like feeling super marly. It almost feels like they were meant to be together, I guess. But yeah, I think this one for sure will be going to ZK with me. So if you want to see it in person and you're going to ZK, that'll happen. And then yeah, I will fully admit I went a little bonkers with the Musaburros again. I don't know why or for who. But they're 2 colors, and I've got like all of these partial skeins sitting around. So kind of like you were saying with your socks. Or I decided you'll see a lot of this blue in in there because I decided that was a sweater quantity that I was going to turn into Musaburros. So here is a fun. This is the Northern Bee that I had left over from making the kind of trying out that triangular yoke. And some like deeper purple. I can't remember where that one's from, but I've got it written down somewhere. This is some woolen and Zanash self-striping that I turned into with that light blue. As you can see, I didn't have quite enough of the self-striping, so both tips of the hat are the blue. But then the stripes vary on which side you get. That same purple that was with the Enchanted is with some 716 that I had left over. Yep, just keep shaking your head, Amy. The craziness. I think I averaged like 2 a week in May.
Wow.
So yep, some
That
more
one's fun.
716. This is Care Bear with fangs, and then this was the one of our 50-gram skeins when we had the trio from 716. So some kind of red splatter in there. And as you can see, self-striping ran out, and I have a really long, which when you look at it in composite and asymptote, like it looks weird, like, oh, that's going to look weird. But when you have the hat folded into itself, it's not too bad. Like it just kind of looks purposeful. This was Camp ZK, like the year that we had the teams, combined with like a pink that I had. I think this is from Camel Knits I had left over. Kind of fun. I'm like, I should just stop. I'm almost embarrassed at this point. But left over from a top, some nice blue. You can see at the end I ran out there and brought in some random pink. Again, I don't think it's super obvious, but it didn't get completely finished in that colorway.
I will take the one with the Jenna yarn if you
Oh, okay. If I'm looking for homes.
Yeah.
And then the last one, some green, and again that blue. Yeah, this one's a very Megan-y color, as you can tell from the green that I'm wearing, that it's yeah, no, they've just been my constant companions as I've traveled to New York City and had other, meetings, all-day meetings, other items. They just fly after. Yeah, I enjoy getting the increases and decreases in, and then just flying on them. So Musoburo Madness has returned. I believe my Ravelry thing is like Musoburo times $2023. Now cataloging them by the year.
So I love them, and I have plans to make more, but I haven't gathered the yarn. Like I have this pink that I don't know what I want to do with, so it's gonna end up in a Musoburo. But I keep changing my mind about what goes with it. I think I just need to jump. I think the main hindrance is like what you did, where you ran out at the end and you had, it's like, I don't want to have to think, I want them to be enough before I start.
Yeah. So no, I don't know. It's these are very, so like last year, I feel like I got to a point where I was kind of tired of doing them because I was looking for like manly colors, and these, as you can tell, are not very, like these are.
And now you don't care. So
I am. I'm like, I don't know who they're for, but they're using the yarn. I definitely feel like that is part of the addiction for me, is that the yarn is sitting on my yarning room table, like all caked up, ready to just like grab and go, right? There's like no thinking. It's like cast one off, cast another one on. So, and then, 50-gram skeins generally, like I have that as leftovers, or I have it, you can get them, right? So, yeah, it's, I know last year you got some and it was super, pretty and, swoon worthy, some combos. So yes,
Well,
all of the Musaburo madness has returned. And yeah,
time flies when you're having fun.
absolutely. Can't complain. If it's something that I'm enjoying, I don't know why I'm questioning it, other than it is a little saying when I have to hold up,
That was a lot.
hold them up.
But,
Yeah.
So June is now.
Yes, June is now.
Bye.
Bye, Uvta.